In the world of celebrity news, few stories capture the public's attention quite like the saga of Khloe Kardashian and her family. Known for their glamorous lifestyles and dramatic ups and downs, the Kardashians have always been in the spotlight. However, recent events have taken a shocking turn, leaving fans and followers stunned. Khloe Kardashian broke down in tears during a court hearing when her daughter, Thompson, took the stand to testify against her. The courtroom was packed on that fateful day, a mix of journalists, fans, and curious onlookers hoping to get a glimpse of the drama unfolding before them. Khloe, who had been facing a series of serious legal challenges, sat at the front, her heart racing. She had always been a fierce protector of her children, and the thought of her daughter being involved in such a public and painful situation was almost too much for her to bear. The pressure of the moment weighed heavily on her, but she knew she had to remain strong for True and for herself. Thompson, just a young girl, had been placed in an incredibly difficult position. At only 5 years old, she was thrust into a situation that no child should have to face. Khloe had always tried to shield her daughter from the harsh realities of life, but now, the reality was unavoidable. As True walked into the courtroom holding her mother's hand, the atmosphere shifted. The room went silent as everyone awaited the testimony of the little girl. Khloe looked down at True, feeling an overwhelming mix of pride and fear. She wanted to comfort her daughter, to tell her everything would be okay, but the gravity of the situation made it hard to find the right words. True climbed onto the witness stand, her small frame seeming so vulnerable in such a big room. Khloe's heart ached at the sight of her daughter, knowing that this was a moment that would forever change their lives. As True began to speak, her voice was soft but clear. She recounted events that had led to the court case, explaining things that were far beyond her years. Khloe listened intently, her heart breaking with every word. True spoke about things she had seen and heard, things that no child should ever have to witness. Khloe felt a wave of emotions crash over her: shame, fear, and a desperate need to protect her daughter from the fallout of the situation they were caught in. The prosecution had painted a picture that was difficult to hear. They suggested that Khloe's choices had put her daughter in harm's way, and True's testimony was a key part of their argument. As a mother, Khloe felt the sting of those words. She had always tried to do her best for True, to provide her with a loving and supportive environment. Hearing her daughter's words used against her felt like a betrayal, even though she knew True was just speaking the truth as she understood it. As True continued her testimony, Khloe struggled to maintain her composure. She could see the media swirling outside the courthouse, ready to pounce on every detail of the trial. Khloe had always been open about her life, but this was different. This was her daughter's innocence being tested in a way that felt so wrong. The tears began to form in Khloe's eyes, and she fought to hold them back. She couldn't let her daughter see her break down, not now. But as True spoke, the emotions became too much. Khloe felt a tear roll down her cheek, and before she knew it, she was sobbing quietly in her seat. The weight of the moment broke her heart. How had it come to this? She had always dreamed of being a great mother, of protecting her children from harm and giving them the best life possible. Yet here she was, watching her daughter testify against her in a court of law. It felt surreal, like a nightmare she couldn't wake up from. The courtroom was silent, the gravity of the moment palpable. As Khloe's tears fell, she could feel the eyes of everyone on her. Some looked sympathetic, while others seemed to revel in the drama. It was a reminder of the harsh reality of celebrity life, where personal struggles become public spectacles. Khloe wished she could escape, to take True and run far away from the chaos, but she knew they had to face this together. After what felt like an eternity, True finished her testimony. She looked over at her mother, her big brown eyes filled with concern. Khloe managed to smile weakly, trying to convey strength even as she felt broken inside. True had done her best, and Khloe was proud of her for being brave. The little girl climbed down from the stand, and Khloe opened her arms to embrace her, holding her tightly. In that moment, they were just a mother and daughter, trying to find comfort in each other amid the chaos. As the trial continued, Khloe had to grapple with the implications of what True had said. The media coverage intensified, with headlines speculating about the future of their family. Fans and critics alike weighed in on social media, with many expressing their support for Khloe while others questioned her parenting choices. The scrutiny felt unbearable at times, but Khloe tried to focus on what mattered most: her daughter. In the days that followed, Khloe sought the help of therapists and counselors to navigate the emotional turmoil that engulfed their lives. She knew that True had been through something incredibly difficult, and she wanted to ensure that her daughter had the support she needed to process what had happened. Khloe was determined to create a safe space for True to express her feelings and fears, free from the pressures of the outside world. True, being so young, had her own way of coping. She would often draw pictures, creating colorful scenes filled with sunshine and laughter, a stark contrast to the reality they were facing. Khloe encouraged this creativity, recognizing that it was a way for True to express herself. They spent hours together, coloring and talking, with Khloe reminding True that it was okay to feel sad or scared. The bond between them grew stronger as they navigated the complexities of their situation. As weeks turned into months, the trial loomed overhead, a constant reminder of the challenges they were facing. Khloe worked hard to maintain some sense of normalcy for True, ensuring that she could still enjoy her childhood amidst the chaos. They went on playdates, shared ice cream, and watched movies together, trying to create moments of joy in an otherwise tumultuous time. However, the shadow of the trial was never far away. Khloe found herself worrying constantly about the outcome, fearing what the future might hold for her and True. The thought of being separated from her daughter was a nightmare she couldn't bear. She had to stay strong, not just for herself, but for True, who needed her as a steady presence in her life. Then came the day of the verdict, a day Khloe had both dreaded and anticipated. She entered the courtroom with a knot in her stomach, holding True's hand tightly. The atmosphere was electric, filled with tension and uncertainty. Khloe could feel her heart racing as they took their seats. She looked at True, who seemed to sense her anxiety. The little girl squeezed her hand, and in that moment, Khloe felt a surge of love that reminded her why she had to keep fighting. As the judge entered and the courtroom settled, Khloe closed her eyes for a brief moment, taking a deep breath to steady herself. The judge began to read the verdict, and Khloe's heart pounded in her chest. In the world of celebrity news, few stories capture the public's attention quite like the saga of Khloe Kardashian and her family. Known for their glamorous lifestyles and dramatic ups and downs, the Kardashians have always been in the spotlight. However, recent events have taken a shocking turn.